to teach, how to teach the kids technology as a tool. And then we're going to be doing like Academy Awards in May. One of the things we shared at management yesterday was that, you know, the kids have grown up with the technology. We feel like it's, you know, we really need to support the staff. And I really liked Alicia talking about that Leadership and Technology Academy, even though that's only for administrators, right? We're lagging as well. That's something that I know our superintendent would support because it's leadership, and I'm almost the oldest principal in the district. Doing it long, you know, as longer than anyone else. Plus the technology component, we really need to be good models for our teachers who are also a little hesitant, and we need to get those products. And I'm going to take these back into their hands. So I really liked the tech. When I knew we were coming for tech, it was great. I apologize for being late. Also, I've highlighted the books, so appreciate that.
I think
I'll be looking those up.
I think there were a lot of practical resources that I can bring back. I mean, we keep bringing up like the table and the Bluetooth headphones, but I mean, to me, those are practical things that teachers could use in the classroom. Another thing I saw was like a music easel that was used for like to hang student work when they're doing independent work time or working in small groups. I thought that was good from like a teacher standpoint. From more like, I guess, the administrative side. There were other good resources too. I just thought this was a good day. Like the AXA TV, I thought AXA TV is a good resource I'm going to communicate and share with others. The Core 6 book, even like the Mentoring Minds flip book, I thought that's, you know, another good suggestion, another good idea.
Yeah, same for me, just kind of walking around and seeing how, you know, we have Google Docs in our district as well, but to see the kids really using it was in different ways. And you saw the teacher's lesson up on the board, and I'm like, oh, you know, she's kind of teaching some of the basics first. They've got to get some of that. So how to, you know, how she wanted her title and center and some of the formatting. But then when you got into it, there was a lot of differentiation going on. So kids working at all different levels and on a variety of projects. And so they had student choice. They were able to pick and choose what they wanted to work on. But then there was just the basic, okay, now reminders here, let's all save our work, and frequent reminders, you know, what we know students need. So that was a real practical look at Google Docs in action for real authentic purposes. It was tied to their language arts, and then the books that they were making for publishing was tied to their science content. So, and then another one, opinion writing on explorers, and it was an opinion piece. They had to convince others to come on their exploration with them, and they were doing that through their writing, but on their Google Docs in a presentation, and they were putting in the transitions, and they were showing us how to organize their files. So getting a lot of lessons about a lot of different things, and these were fifth graders, so there's no reason that you know, it can't take off. There's just it really opened my mind to thinking it doesn't have to just be this set course. It really needs to be sort of messy and open-ended. So that was a big takeaway. And again, as everybody said, the books and the resources, always good ideas to get new text to bring back.
I think mine's very similar to yours. I always bring something back that's a resource, whether it's a book or anything like that, or just an idea that people have. So I have a list of those. And then as far as the school tour, I really enjoyed being in that fifth grade class and just these kids having such ownership of what they were working on. And we use Google Docs, and the teachers go in and they make the comments and they edit there. But I really like the concept of a peer edit. Yeah. And that she does one that she chooses, and then the students get to choose one. So I'll definitely bring that back to my staff to just kind of bump it up a little more.
Yeah, I was actually really impressed with that whole idea. Story jumper.
I think that's a really great, that's a great site.
And the kids, and I talked to one child, and I think I mentioned it to the group. I said, wow, are you really enjoying this? And she goes, who wouldn't? It's technology. And she just said it like, and I said, okay, well, that's true. Who wouldn't enjoy this? So I think being able to see the kids so engaged and independent of the teacher. I mean, she definitely was working with kids, and she had somebody next to her and was monitoring what they were doing, but they were a huge support for each other. And if I can bring that back to my staff to say, they help each other a lot here with this technology. You don't have to be the super, teacher when it comes to that. These kids are at all different levels as well. They have a lot of different experiences. So I think that I'm going to bring back the idea that we need to do the peer, we need to do the commenting and the editing, and we need to let the kids do these mini lessons and teach what they've learned, which is what we saw. And I think that doing that will allow the kids to use technology more as that tool, enhancing their learning.
For me, it was definitely the classroom visits, because just being in the classrooms and seeing the level of engagement and the freedom that the kids had, but they were all on task. Not in any of those classrooms were they, playing around on an app that they weren't supposed to be on or talking about something that they weren't. And in our district, we don't have any of the Chromebooks. We don't have a tablet. We're still limited with the computer lab, and they're lucky if they have 4 computers in their classrooms to really go back and have that conversation with our district to get them moving. So even if we have to use our site funds, having that, even if I had the money, we don't have an approved tablet that will sign on to our network. And I think really having that talk with our district, that we have an example that, in Fontana, we could come down and visit to see, really what it looks like and how they overcome some of the obstacles that we are still trying to that, because we need to go in that direction. I feel like we're way far behind after seeing this school.